everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here, and welcome to a Pokemon encounter. Tentacool, really? You interrupt my openings? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry about this, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and just skip this. Anyway, as I was saying, welcome to part 48 of the Emerald LP, and in this episode, we're headed to Mosdeep, and we'll be starting things off by battling these two trainers right here. Can't believe the freaking Tentacool, the nerve. Anyway, yeah, so we got these two swimmers, swimmer male and swimmer female, and it's a funny story about swimmer male. When I was a kid, when I was really young and I played this game, the man, I thought that what was on his, I didn't know that was his swimming cap. I thought he was just a very old person with swimming things on. And what was worse, like, the glasses made it look like old lady glasses. So, like, unfortunately, I thought this was like a very old lady just with no regard for clothing. And I'm like, why is this in a Pokemon game? Like, well, I don't want to see this. It's just a funny story. But yeah, we got Gyarados on screen, and I'm literally not giving a crap. I probably should. This thing's at level 34. But anyway, I go ahead. My plan here is to just build up slash attack. I think I used Sword Dance last time. The quick attack I know isn't going to do much damage. Man, the slash doesn't end up accomplishing much either. I need to go ahead and put in some work, but if I want to defeat this Gyarados. One of the things I don't like about Gyarados and Mightyena in this game is because the minute they get on screen, they use Intimidate, and Intimidate pretty much cuts all of the Pokemon I have on the field's attack power in half. So yeah, any attack that should do more damage probably won't. And as far as my grass type attacks go from Trizard, they're only going to be doing about like what? I think they're only going to be doing normal damage instead of super effective. So yeah, that's the story behind that. Anyway, we keep on moving on, and I go ahead and get into my bag so I can use a repel so I won't get interrupted like I did the last time. So yeah, I'm packing 20 max repels. It's always a good thing to pack a lot of repels, especially during this part of the game, because this part of the game devotes a lot of itself to the water. It knows that you can use surf. The game is pretty much realizing that you have to use surf in order to travel to certain areas now. So you're going to be meeting up with a lot of wild water Pokemon like Tentacool, the Zubat of the sea basically, and Wingull. You're going to be meeting a lot of Zubats and Wingulls now, so you might want to pack a lot of repel. As for me, in this game, I'm going to be packing tons of repel. You will never see me without a double-digit number of repels. Because, you know, as an LP, I want to keep things moving relatively fast. We've left wild encounters a while ago. A lot of the Pokemon that you all see now will more than likely, you won't miss any new Pokemon or anything. Because a lot of the Pokemon you all will be meeting will more than likely, a trainer will have them instead of us being introduced to them in wild battles. So yeah, I introduced wild battles at the start because, you know, I wanted to find Pokemon to catch and put on my team. And then I also was showing off areas, and I wasn't as skilled with editing as I am now. So with that being said, there's no real need to show a lot of wild Pokemon anymore. Sorry to say that, you guys, but yeah, that's pretty much like the gist of what I'm trying to say, is that more than likely you won't be seeing any more wild Pokemon encounters in this LP, which means things will be running relatively smoother for you all, the audience. I'm still going to use wild Pokemon to train off of, but obviously I'm going to be training off screen, because I haven't really trained on screen before in Pokemon since like my first few episodes. And that was like a long time ago. But anyway, with that, we go ahead and defeat the swimmer Spencer, male swimmer Spencer. So, and we keep moving along. At one point of this, I'm gonna show off a couple of more battles, because we do make it to Mosdeep City relatively quickly. Like yeah, like we literally make it to Mosdeep City if we move a little bit more downwards. But we go in here. And this guy is the diving treasure hunter. He wants shards. Basically, if you give him like the right amount of colored shards, then he'll be able to teach your Pokemon moves. I can't quite remember what those moves are, unfortunately. So, yeah. I think one of them is like, if you give him Red Shard, he'll have Sunny Day or whatever. But anyway, we do make it to Mosdeep City. So, yeah. And this guy wants to teach one of your Pokemon Dynamic Punch. I just went in to see which Pokemon can learn it, and the only one that can learn it is Trizard. I don't want Trizard to learn Dynamic Punch, because first of all, the next gym leader we're battling. This is the only time I show off a Pokemon Center, by the way, and that was because I was in the middle of talking. Anyway, the only Pokemon that the gym leader carries are Psychic type Pokemon, and I talked to this lady here. She's of no real importance. I'll leave out. Anyway, the gym leaders here use Psychic type Pokemon, so it's not a wise choice exactly to go in and fight her while you're using fighting type attacks. So yeah, and I apologize for being in a Pokemon Center without editing it out, but you know, I had to explain some things and I didn't want to get cut off again. So yeah, anyway, we meet Scott over here. There's no relative reason why he's here. He's just here to warn you about the gym leader. It's kind of weird, actually. But he talks about the Space Center a little, so that's kind of cool. So we move on, and our repel wears off, but we're at the town now, so it doesn't matter. Basically right now I'm just exploring Mosdeep. You know, seeing exactly what's going on. Talking with all the citizens. And here we go in the Space Center. This is like one of the main attractions of Mosdeep. And there we go, we see Steven over there. So how's it going, Steven? And I clicked way too fast in order for me to read any of what Steven's saying. So, yeah, but basically he's just talking about Team Magma and what they plan on doing. And we'll be able to tackle their plans later on. I don't go upstairs though, because there's not really anything of relevance upstairs. That lady over there is looking at that rock. I'll just go ahead and say it now. That white rock by the space station has a particular purpose. If there's an in-game, this guy gives you a super ride, this fisherman over here. There's an in-game event in Fire Red and Leaf Green that allows you to get a ticket that lets you go to an island. And once you go to this island, you get to battle and have the chance to capture Deoxys. Once you capture Deoxys and like trade it onto this game, then you'll have the ability to click on this rock. Once you click on this rock, it'll have the ability to change Deoxys' form. Deoxys has the choice between normal form, speed form, attack form, and defense form. So, you know, clicking on that rock will literally give you the chance to change Deoxys' form. Even over here we have a netball. Netball has the ability to better. It's like a lure ball, only instead of just catching water Pokemon with a better catch rate, it can also catch bug type Pokemon with a better catch rate. So yeah, with that said, we get introduced to that, and now we're gonna go ahead and what am I doing? I'm going in the same building I think I went in already. Oh, no. This guy's important. He basically tells you which Pokemon prefer which type of Pokeblocks. It's really cool if you plan on going back to like contests, or if you're planning on like preparing some certain Pokeblocks for the Safari Zone or whatever. This house isn't important right now, but it will be later on. So yeah, and then this lady over here, she tells you of her little brother. Her little brother has the ability to know exactly where your secret base is. So Mosdeep City is pretty much full of a lot of people that are very knowledgeable about your journey, like about the stuff that you do in your journey. So I leave out here because I'm not going to go into the gym quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and explore a little bit. So yeah, excuse this episode for not being as enticing as the other episodes. But as far as things go in this episode, we pretty much know where Mosdeep City is. I'm just going to go show off some items that you can get around here. Like there's a zinc over here for if you need some extra vitamins to increase your Pokemon stats. And I'm going to be battling a couple of trainers over here too. I know I am, because this is a lot of time. This is literally like one of the longest episodes I had to record. And if you all noticed by now while I was surfing, there's two types of shades of water. There's the dark water right there. There's also this light water that you can walk on. And then there's the regular surf water. The dark shaded water is water that you can dive in. Like you can dive underwater. It's like basically the sea caverns or the abyss or whatever. It's basically like the very deep water. So once I get a Pokemon that's able to learn dive, I'll be able to go inside of those areas and explore around there. But until then, we're just battling this Manetrix and this Swallow. Two really fast Pokemon. I'm more or less battling them so I can show off the item that's ahead of these two once you get done battling them. So yeah, Manetrix uses Thunder and kills off Slasher, and I'm really upset by that. One thing weird to note about Slasher, when Slasher's on the field, on your side of the field, its wings are down, but when you're like battling it, its wings are up. It's just a weird detail, I guess. At least to me it is. You're probably wondering why the hell are you keeping Trizard out when there's a whole Swallow out here. And it's more or less probably because I just want to level Trizard up. No other real, like, direct reason. And I'm surprised that Swallow doesn't end up using, like, Aerial Ace or Wing Attack to knock Trizard out. He just keeps using double teams. Which is, like, very crappy for me because my chances of hitting a Pokemon are really bad when it comes to double team users. So yeah, I go ahead and try to hit Manetrix with Quick Attack, and I try to finish things off on Swallow with the Strength. So yeah, Trizard gains level 35, and he's trying to learn Agility. I do not teach Trizard Agility. I don't even know why I opened that up. I see no reason why Trizard should learn Agility. It's pretty fast on its own, and I don't want to waste the turn using Agility. And Zagzagoon wants to learn the move Covet. From what I can remember, Covet... I can't remember quite what Covet is. I think it lowers the guard of the opponent. I know it's a very cutesy-esque move. I just can't remember what it does exactly. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and try to attack Linoon with my quick attack. My attack ends up failing, and thanks to Zagzagoon being paralyzed. I didn't fix the paralyzation earlier, and that was my fault, because paralyzation lowers your speed too if you don't pay attention. Yeah, because paralyzation lowers your speed in half. Linoon uses Surf, so their Linoon is just as weird as mine is. And the reason I taught Linoon Surf, even though my Pelakil already knew Surf, I just thought Surf was a very useful move for Linoon to learn, so I didn't want to pass it up. I was like, you know what, fine, teach Linoon Surf. It was the only move in my head I could think of that I thought would be relatively useful for Linoon. Yeah, to give it a lot of, to give it some more special attack variety, I guess. But anyway, Linoon ends up using Surf, and it doesn't do any damage to Trizard for real, but I know it's going to be super effective against Iron Tides. The only reason Iron Tides is pretty good, didn't take a lot of damage by that Surf, is because, Linoon gets no same type attack bonus. So, thankfully, the Surf isn't fatal, but it is going to be a pain. I go ahead and switch out one of the Pokemon, I think, for Pelakil. So yeah, I go ahead and do that. Because I know that, I switched mine out for Volcamo, because I know that Skarmory is going to be weak against an Overheat. So I go ahead and try to teach Volcamo, try to have Volcamo use Overheat on Skarmory. So yeah. But I forget that Volcamo has acquired weakness to Surf. But like I said, Linoon doesn't have the same type of attack bonus boost, so it's not hurting Volcamo too badly. I try to take down Linoon using a quick attack, just then, get rid of it, and it relatively does the job. And with that said, that takes things out for them. Skarmory ends up using Steel Wing on Trizard instead of Volcamo, not sure why, but it does raise its defense. One of the abilities that Steel Wing occasionally has the ability to do. So yeah, I go ahead and use the Overheat and knock Skarmory out. Yeah. With that said, I think that's pretty much it as far as the Cool Trainer and the Bird Trainer. Yeah. We get 250, 20, we get 2,560. What am I doing right now? I'm healing my Pokemon up, I think. Is that what I'm doing? Yes, I am. Yeah, my Pokemon took quite a beating in that battle. I was being careless too. There's quite a level jump, I have to say, in trainers and in in a lot of the trainers once you make it this far in the game. And it's a rare candy, but unfortunately my bag is full. I empty my bag out more in the other episodes and I do it off screen. So yeah, now that my bag's full, I take this time to go ahead and use some of the items that I have on me so that I can, clear the way. What do I have on me that I'm trying to get rid of? I potentially just go ahead and ignore the rare candy then. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and ignore it. I probably get it off screen, but basically it was more or less to show you all that there is a rare candy there. So yeah. And this guy is telling us about the mountain rocks by Sootopolis City. If there's more trainers up ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and just skip through them. Well, not skip through them, but speed through them, so that you all can see basically the trainers that are available for battle, and then I could just go ahead and edit real fast. So I want to commentate over each and every one, because it definitely helps on both sides. It makes things a lot easier for me, and it makes things a lot easier for you all, the viewer, because I definitely could think that taking like 18 minutes of your time rather than 21, those extra 3 minutes would definitely be worth something. I don't like taking an unnecessarily long amount of time on LPs, but just long enough to get what I need to get done out of the way, or get what needs to be done over with. Like, for example, back then I had some episodes that were like 25 minutes long or 21 minutes long. I didn't like those episodes personally, because I wouldn't want to sit there for 25 minutes watching somebody do an LP, and unless I was really involved. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and speed through once this battle starts. I'll see you guys when I'm done speeding. What's this, everybody? Yeah, I'm gonna cut the speed through real fast. Yeah, there's a memorable moment. This is probably why I recorded this long. Trizard's evolving. He's finally evolving into that Pokemon that ends up at the end of my on the ending video of the LP. Yeah, Sceptile. A lot of y'all are wondering, hey, he doesn't have Sceptile on his team yet. Why did he show off Sceptile at the end? That's why. So yeah, finally, Trizard has finally evolved into Sceptile. It's been a long, long journey, but Trizard has evolved. Back to the speed through, everybody. Okay, and repel wore off. I'm gonna go ahead and fix that here. From what I see of the time, we're coming up close on the time. I got a couple of super repels for weird reasons. Anyway, yeah, we're coming up close on the time. We're back at Mosdeep City, and now that we're back at Mosdeep City, we're gonna go ahead and take on the gym in the next episode. We'll battle the trainers there, and I'll see you all then. Tyrone the God 3 out. Honestly, the nerve of you. I have a show to run here, and you're ruining that by just showing up like you own the place.